My name is Kelli Pruner, and I practice personal injury law in the state of Florida. I'm currently practicing in the city of Jacksonville, and it's a vibrant city. There are a lot of characters, there's a lot of atmosphere. It's almost like it's Florida's New York. When you walk around the streets, there's people performing, there's always someone out walking, talking, and interacting with people. You've got little mom and pop restaurants, and I think Jacksonville and most of Northeast Florida, it's still very much so the Old South. So you've got the good old-fashioned Southern hospitality, good people that work hard and just want to get ahead in life. My dad's actually my biggest role model. I was always a daddy's girl. He was a hard worker. He is a hard worker. He has always put in the time and the energy both into his job and into his family. And he's had a lot to show for that, but he's also a total goofball and can smoke a brisket, play guitar, ride motorcycles. So he's 61 years old now and still very much so a 17-year-old child. Tenacity. I think after a couple of years of doing this, I've realized if you can beat them down, if you're willing to put in the work, put in the time, and care about your clients and your cases, then you can go somewhere in this industry, especially as an attorney in personal injury. I've encountered clients who they tug at my heartstrings, and it just makes me want to fight for them more. And I'm a little bit of a workaholic, so if I'm invested in something, I will bend over backwards. I'll spend the ridiculous hours in the office or my nights and weekends sitting at home with my computer, just trying to find new ways to fight defense counsel, new arguments that I can make to help build my clients' claims. I've wanted to be an attorney since I was 5 years old. I know that kind of sounds like a joke, but it's actually not. My youth group leader when I was a kid told me that I argued so much that I should just be an attorney. Went home that night, told my parents I was going to be an attorney, and I've never looked back. It's what I've always wanted to be. It's what I've always wanted to do. Straight out of law school, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I knew eventually I wanted to go into corporate or business, meaning I needed to get some litigation experience under my belt, and I wanted to learn everything. My first legal job gave me that ability. My prior law firm kind of threw us into the deep end and hoped we would swim. So you got to learn everything very, very quickly. Probably goes back to being a workaholic and compassion again, because I care. And sometimes that can bite you in the butt, but I think it also helps the client's cases, just for the sheer fact that if I care about your case, I'm going to be invested in it, and I'm going to make sure that you are able to recover what you deserve. And with being a workaholic, that means that I can spend those extra hours to do that. My work style is immersive. So I get a case and I throw myself into it. I turn over every single rock I can, try to find additional coverage if possible, and I want to know every bump and bruise my clients ever had, because the history helps us make arguments for the future. I love the environment. The people seem to be nice, hardworking, and dedicated, but they're also able to laugh and joke, and everyone's, for the most part, has got a smile on their face. You get a high when you walk through the halls. And I have the opportunity to be an attorney. There's not a massive amount of oversight and micromanaging, so they let me practice. that attorneys are called counselors for a reason. You have to be able to trust me, and I have to be able to trust you. The more honest you are with me, the better I can argue your case. If we can work together on a case, then we can be driven enough so that your case gets settled for the value that it's worth. Aggressive representation. That is my number one thing. I can never promise a client results, but I can promise them a fight. What I've noticed is a couple of things. One is money. A lot of my clients have fallen on hard times. I meet a lot of them at the worst times in their lives, and that means it's hard to get to doctors, and they might be sitting at home in the worst pain imaginable, but they struggle with forcing themselves to go to the doctor, whether it's gas or the doctor hurts just as bad until they reach a certain point in treatment and it starts to feel better. And then the other thing is time. It's not a quick process. It very rarely is. And clients can get pretty frustrated with the system. The system's not set up to protect them, which is why there are attorneys. That's why there's people like me out there to fight for them. Trust me, because I do know what I'm doing, and I am willing to fight tooth and nail for my clients. So if you are trusting me not only with what you're feeling following the crash or the slip and fall, but also with your history and with the fact that I am going to fight for you, then we will get along great, and we will be able to push a case to resolution quicker. Because if there's a history that you're not telling me, it's harder down the line. Memorable case was probably one that tugged on my heartstrings the strongest. And I had a transgender client. He was absolutely sweet. He didn't have a multi-million-dollar case. It was never going to make him $1 million. But he got hurt and he needed help. And the insurance company on the other side was not acting ethically. And because of that, they dug into personal information that was not relevant. And because I care about my clients the way that I do, I was able to get them in trouble for what they did. And my client's history and his life was protected because of that. And he's always stayed with me. He's always one of those clients that pops into the back of my head and reminds me, people like him are why I do this. I have a dog. She is a German Shepherd Pit Bull, so she is all love and energy and wants to learn constantly. So I like taking her out hiking and playing. She's a huge, huge fetch fan, so she can play fetch for hours on end. I love hanging out with her. I grew up on motorcycles. My motorcycle is currently in pieces in my father's garage, but eventually I would like to bring it up here so that I can get back on it. And actually going to the shooting range. It's cathartic for me. A little pricey right now with the price of ammo, but it's a good stress relief. I am a diehard Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan since the day I was born, and an FSU fan. Tampa Bay Lightning as well, but I am a football girl through and through. I like to be involved in churches. I also think that women's shelters need the support and help. Unfortunately, I have not been as involved with those as much as I prefer as of late. My favorite quote is, "I can do all things through him who strengthens me." And the reason why is, I guess it's kind of basic. It's life's hard, work's hard, but I can do anything because I have God behind me.